Archangel Michael says, a shocking deal is made behind your back. This is about your future. God is very angry at your daughter. Open this immediately. Archangel Michael says, a door you never noticed is swinging in the dark, and it carries your name. A hand you trusted placed a seal on a paper you did not sign, and the ink is still wet. This night is heavy with truth, and I am sent to break it open for you. A shocking deal was made in silence, stitched with whispers and exchanged looks. It was negotiated in rooms where your footsteps never reached, yet your future was a price. They traded your peace like a token at a table that was never yours. I stand in the threshold and shine light on every hidden corner. Nothing they buried will stay underground, because your destiny refuses to suffocate. The truth is climbing to the surface with steady, unstoppable breath. Your future hath been weighed and tagged as if it belonged to them. Papers bear false courage, but their courage crumbles under the heat of revelation. The hour of unveiling is here, and your strength is arriving with it. Listen with both heart and spine, because both will be needed. This message is not meant to scare you. It is meant to arm you. You are not late, because the decisive moment is always now. A woman stood behind you and did the counting while someone else did the talking. They told themselves you would not notice the missing pieces on your own table. They did not expect a voice to rise for you, and that voice is rising now. The deal touches your work, your name, and the pathways you plan to walk. It tries to bend your next months into a shape that favors the ones who hid. I bring straightness back to your path, and I bring fire to the lies. The silence around this has a sound, and you can hear it if you breathe. It is the hum of secrets stacking up like cold bricks. I crack those bricks and pull your light through the gaps. A promise was taken from your horizon without asking. They counted coins that did not belong to them and cut corners from your map. Now I restore the map and seal the corners back in place. You will notice the first sign in a message that feels off by one shade. You will sense the second sign when a familiar voice becomes too careful. The third sign will appear as a strange urgency to meet at an odd time. You not rush into any room that demands your signature without explanation. Do not nod to any plan that forces your spirit to shrink. Your steps must match your worth, and your worth is not small. Your daughter stands within this storm in a burning color. God saw what she did with pain in his eyes and fire in his breath. He is very angry because she walked into the shadows that stalk you and held their lantern. This anger is not for her destruction. It is for her correction. It arises because love refuses to let her become a carrier of harm. It arrives to stop the pattern before it turns into a wall between you. The shadow tempted her with promises that flash and fade. It told her that control was safety and that secrecy was power. She believed for a moment, and in that moment she opened a door to strangers. A confession will come in fragments before it becomes whole. You will hear it in little slips of speech and in pauses that feel too long. The full page will arrive when she realizes the light is not her enemy. I protect you while this unfolds, and I protect her from the hands that used her. The ones who pulled her and do not love her. They love the advantage she offered. I cut their lines and leave them holding their own empty ropes. There is paperwork in motion that needs your boldness. There is a message to send that needs careful, precise words. There is a boundary to set that needs the sound of your true voice. The ones who set the trap thrive on your confusion. Clarity will starve them, and clarity begins with your next choice. Choose to slow the moment, read everything twice, and ask for written proof of all claims. A meeting they plan to hold without you will not stand. By the time they sit down to formalize the theft, light will already be sitting there. The agreements made against you will dissolve when exposed to exact facts. You will receive unexpected help from a steady person whose name you almost forgot. This person kept their integrity while others traded theirs for speed. Trust their counsel as you close the gaps others left open. I place a shield around your resources and your timeline. I cover the channels where your name flows so that no one can reroute it. I assign vigilance to the corners of your day that used to be unguarded. Your daughter will stand at a crossing soon. I will speak to her heart with the sound she cannot pretend not to hear. When she turns toward you, receive her with strength, truth, and a clean boundary. Forgiveness is not a doorway for the same darkness to return. Forgiveness is a clean floor where new footsteps must honor the rules of light. Let your forgiveness be firm and structured, not thin and breakable. The woman who counted in the background keeps a ledger of favors and fears. You tells herself you owes the shadows because you borrowed their shortcuts. I put my hand over that ledger and close it for good. You will hear rumors trying to paint you as careless. Those rumors are the last smoke that rises when a fire is going out. Step through the smoke and leave the room with your head high. A message will reach you after midnight with a simple sentence that changes your week. Do not ignore it because it carries proof that you need. Save it, store it, and secure it where no one can edit it. The call that follows will try to soften what should stay sharp. They will use kind words to wrap a hard core of manipulation. Cut through the wrapping and name the core as it is. You are reclaiming hours they plan to steal. You are reclaiming money they plan to divert. You are reclaiming peace they plan to ration. Your future is not a bargaining chip, and I guard it with unsleeping eyes. The projects with your name are crossing out of danger and into promise. The delays are thinning, and the momentum is coming back to your side. A door that once scared you will soon feel like a doorway you own. Stand tall when you reach it and push with steady hands. The hinges will give way because your authority is returning. I mark your calendar with a bright thread. On the day you confront the paperwork, the thread will glow within you. Walk into that day prepared, calm, and impossible to bend. The ones who built the deal over your silence will not enjoy silence anymore. They will listen while you read out what was done, line by line. They will watch the false arithmetic fall apart under honest counting. You will carry yourself like someone whose value is known, not guessed. Your steps will feel heavy with purpose and light with clarity. Your voice will be precise, and precision is power. For your daughter, I open a path that leads away from the bargain she made. I close the paths that lead her back to those rooms. I give her the courage to tell the full story, even the parts that sting. Let your protection be wise and balanced. Let your love be strong enough to correct and soft enough to heal. Let your house become a place where deception cannot breathe. I place guardians over your communications. Messages meant to twist will arrive untwisted, and their intent will show. Calls meant to confuse will reveal themselves before you pick up. Watch the pattern of money, because money reveals agreements. Watch the pattern of time, because time reveals priorities. Watch the pattern of silence, because silence reveals pressure. A man who smiled too quickly will start avoiding your eyes. A woman who delayed you will suddenly hurry to finish. Both movements confirm that the light is working. Your name is being lifted out of the wrong files. Your signature is being released from any page you never blessed. Your identity is being ringed with a line the shadows cannot cross. The anger of God is a river that clears, not a storm that abandons. It runs to wash away the dirt that tried to cling to your bloodline. When it passes, what remains is honest and bright. Your lineage is not for sale at any table. Your promise is not a token in anyone's pocket. Your destiny is not a prize for people who cheat at games. I step into your workplace and sharpen your discernment. I step into your home and strengthen your thresholds. I step into your relationships and align them with truth. The days ahead will require steady courage. Courage will feel like breathing evenly when the room grows loud. Courage will look like saying no to what once sounded convenient. Your peace is not fragile glass. Your peace is forged metal warmed by grace and cooled by wisdom. It does not shatter when someone taps it with a lie. I return the keys they tried to take from you. I return the access they tried to close. I return the timing they tried to disrupt. A letter that once scared you will become evidence that frees you. A meeting that once trapped you will become the place where you set terms. A face that once confused you will become clear as a page under bright light. You will not walk alone through this chapter. I send helpers who carry quiet strength and clean records. They will stand with you without needing the room to see them. The next sunrise will carry a different weight. It will bring a feeling that the air itself hath been lifted. This is the sign that the hidden scaffolding of the deal has been removed. Hold your boundaries like a gate that never slams and never sags. Speak your decisions in full sentences that leave no gaps. Let every yes and every no belong completely to you. Your daughter will ask for space to face herself. Give her space without surrendering truth. Let the house breathe with accountability and love at the same time. I am cleansing the path between generations. I am pulling thorns from the memory of your family. I am planting markers so no one loses their way again. The people who profited from your quiet will learn you are no longer quiet. The pages that moved without you will now move with you or not at all. Your seat at the table is fixed, and your voice owns its presence. Keep a folder of proof and a calendar of commitments. Keep a record of every promise made to you and every promise you make. Keep your name polished with truth so it glows in every room. The season of scrambling is ending. The season of structure is beginning. Structure will protect what your spirit has fought for. Your rest matters in this battle. Rest will restore the edges of your mind and the steadiness of your heart. Rest will make your choices clean and exact. I place a seal over your home that repels manipulation. I place a seal over your work that repels premature demands. I place a seal over your plans that repels theft. The light I bring does not flicker when others panic. It burns with a calm that tells lies they are finished. It burns with a clarity that tells you exactly what to do next. When the phone rings with forced urgency, step back and breathe. When the email arrives with sudden deadlines, read it without fear. When the door knocks with smiling pressure, keep your ground. The future they tried to trade now sits firmly back in your hands. It will unfold on time, not on their timeline. It will belong to you, not to the rooms that whispered. I stand beside you as you sign what is truly yours. I stand behind you as you refuse what is not. I stand before you as you walk into the next day with clean peace. Your story is not defined by what they attempted. Your story is defined by what truth accomplishes. Truth has started its work, and truth will finish it. For your daughter, I write a new beginning in ink that cannot smear. For you, I anchor the next step so nothing shakes them loose. For your home, I set a rhythm of honesty that keeps every window clear. This is the turning point you were not told, but always felt. This is the hour where power returns to rightful hands. This is the moment where hidden deals meet the daylight and dissolve. Walk with a steady back and a steady breath. Carry your documents like armor and your calm like a crown. End this chapter with choices that respect your calling. I leave this message as a shield, a map, and a light you can carry. I will speak again when the corridor changes shape and you need new directions. Until then, move with purpose, speak with truth, and keep your destiny close. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, "The night keeps speaking in signals you can finally read. It tells you which footstep was honest and which was arranged to lead you astray. It shows you where the deal was stamped, and where your future slipped from their fingers back into yours. The ones who bartered your peace underestimated how steady your breath can be. Your stillness has become a blade that cleanly separates truth from display. Their show cannot survive in a room where you do not play along. I fold back the curtain on conversations that used your name like currency. They traded access, but access dies when the owner stands in the doorway. You are that owner, and the doorway is yours again. The calendar they hijacked is being returned to proper sequence. Appointments that favored them are dissolving, and new appointments that protect you are appearing. You will notice the shift when a difficult meeting lands on a day that suits your strength. Your daughter is still at the crossing, and the wind around her is strong. The anger of God still burns, but the purpose is correction, not ruin. He wants her to learn why borrowed power always charges a hidden cost. She will see how the shadow writes invoices in guilt and confusion. She will realize that the smiles she trusted were rented by people who could not afford honesty. When she understands this, a tear will fall, but it will water a wiser seed. I light the way for a conversation that heals without erasing the boundary. You will speak with clarity that does not wobble, and she will hear it as a safe edge. Edges can be kindness when they protect a family from repeating harm. Write a list of what is yours and what is not. Place work, time, and attention on the side that belongs to you, and leave the rest in the open air. Thieves do not like open air, because it carries witness. A document will attempt to hurry you with soft urgency. Soft urgency is how traps purr before they snap. Let the purr go quiet by asking for exactness in every line. There is an ally waiting at the margin of this story. This ally has watched quietly and did not join the chorus of almost truths. Reach out with a simple message and ask for facts that can be verified. I am cleaning the edges of your name wherever it was smudged by assumption. A corrected record is stronger than a loud defense. Let the facts carry your voice into rooms you do not need to enter. A woman with a ledger will attempt one more calculation. She will try to cut a discount into your destiny and call it compromise. Compromise without integrity is only a slower theft, and it will not pass your gate. You are building a gate that opens by the code of truth. Every number of that code is written in your spine, your breath, and your discipline. People who refuse to honor the code will meet a closed door. I steady your hands for the tasks that reclaim your hours. You will sort, sign, save, and secure without racing your heartbeat. This quiet efficiency is a shield no panic can pierce. Your home is being tuned like an instrument. Conversations will ring in pitch, routines will find their rhythm, and sleep will return with depth. A tuned home repels manipulation because the false note becomes obvious. I cover your digital gates with discernment. Messages that pretend to help but plan to funnel you into surrender will reveal their seams. You will read between lines as if the lines were glass. Across your work, I draw a boundary in exact language. Exact language does not argue. It defines reality with calm firmness. Use it in emails, in meetings, and when you speak to yourself. The angry river of God is clearing what clung to your path. After the flood, ground is clean but tender, and footsteps must be intentional. Walk with measured steps, not with rush or delay. You will notice a pattern of urgent favors thinning out. Those favors were never favors. They were anchors disguised as lifelines. With each no you speak, the waterline of your energy rises. I open your eyes to the continuity between small choices and large outcomes. The paper you filed today protects a season you haven't seen yet. The call you decline today prevents a corridor from forming in secret. Your daughter will bring a name to you, and it will carry the scent of the shadow. Receive the name, write it down, and give it no access. Names lose power when they cannot pass the gate. A memory will surface about the first time you felt this exact pressure. That memory is not here to re-injure you. It is here to complete the lesson. Once the lesson completes, the pressure has no purchase. I am redirecting opportunities that were routed behind your back. An invitation that went missing will find you without fanfare. Say yes if it honors your values and your timing, not theirs. Plan your weekend blocks that cannot be stolen by charm. Charm without substance is simply permission to repeat harm. Let substance book the room, let honesty unlock the door, and let focus sit at the head of the table. The ones who counted your calm as weakness will learn its true weight. Your calm is a ledger of mastered storms, and it balances every account. When they realize this, they will lower their eyes and adjust their tone. A signature once placed in your name will attempt to defend itself with noise. Those cannot stand against a record, a timeline, and a witness. Gather those three, and the noise will retreat. I place an invisible witness in every room where your future is discussed. This witness is accuracy, and accuracy has no fear of light. Conversations shaped by accuracy cannot host betrayal for long. Treat your attention like currency that cannot be counterfeited. Spend it on tasks that multiply your integrity and your impact. Refuse to lend it to any feeling that asks you to panic. Your daughter will need a path of return that is structured and clear. Offer steps, not speeches, and boundaries, not bargains. This is how love becomes safe again. I am closing the back doors in your schedule. Back doors hide inside maybe later. Inside only this once, and inside it's not a big deal. Replace them with this is the time, this is the standard, and this is the line. The circle of people around you will tighten, not in fear, but in focus. Loyalty shines when the lights brighten and the whispers stop. You will know who remains because truth feels like relief in their company. Write a declaration for yourself and keep it where you start your day. Let it name your values, your boundaries, and your non-negotiables. Read it until your decisions stand on it without wobble. I am guiding resources toward you that align with clean work. Clean work leaves no stain on the conscience and no debt to shadows. You will sleep deeply on the nights you do it, and wake with a clear forehead. The deal made against you will attempt a quiet amendment. It will try to soften the theft into a misunderstanding once you are looking. Do not accept revisions that erase accountability. Order your documents by purpose and by date. Order clarifies, and clarity commands respect even from opponents. Unordered life is difficult ground for dissection. When the apology comes, let it be the beginning of repair, not the end of responsibility. Repair requires steps, timelines, and proof, just like harm required planning. Make the path measurable, and walk it with open eyes. A mentor will say one sentence that unlocks a stubborn door. They will not push you. They will point. Follow the point, and the hinges will release. I am replacing the fear of confrontation with the skill of articulation. You will say hard truths with soft tone and exact words. Exactness is kindness when it prevents repeated wounds. The shadow will test the edge of your patience one more time. It will offer a shortcut disguised as relief. Choose the long road that keeps your soul intact. Your daughter will bring a gesture that says she is ready to learn. Meet her at that gesture with clarity, structure, and hope. Hope without structure gets lost, but hope with structure arrives home. I am anchoring your next 3 months to milestones you can touch. Each milestone is a promise kept to yourself and to the future you honor. Promises kept become walls that weather cannot move. Hold your posture when the room shifts. Hold your standard when the offer glitters. Hold your pace when the crowd pushes. There will be a day soon when you look back and see how the river cleared the stones. You will not feel triumph over others. You will feel gratitude for truth. Gratitude is the sign that the anger has completed its cleansing work. Prepare a simple statement for every area others tried to complicate. A simple statement is a compass, and compasses rescue lost travelers. Use it to navigate out of any maze built from their rumors. The woman with the ledger will put down her pen. She will learn that accounts built on dissection default to truth. Let her learn and keep building on honesty. You will recognize peace not by silence but by alignment. Alignment means your words, actions, and values walk in step. Where they walk in step, manipulation falls behind. I am gathering your focus into a single beam. That beam cuts through obligations that pretended to be necessary. You owe nothing to the structures that tried to sell your future. Your daughter will stand with you in a room that once felt dangerous. You will both leave that room lighter because it has no power left. This is what correction looks like when love and truth cooperate. Keep a circle of counsel that speaks to your best self, not to your fear. Best selves make best decisions even under pressure. Fearful counsel builds fences around miracles, and those fences are coming down. The map of your work will sharpen. You will track your progress with visible markers that cannot be argued with. Visibility protects you from narratives that claim you are lost. I am putting a lamp over your finances. A lit ledger exposes detours and honors honest effort. Where the lamp shines, waste cannot hide. There will be a moment when you are tempted to react rather than respond. Breathe, count your facts, and choose the next right sentence. That sentence will save you from hours of repair. The men who relied on your absence will meet your presence. Presence changes math in rooms that were designed to subtract you. With you in the equation, the false total collapses. I return dignity to your timeline. Dignity looks like unhurried competence and unshakable boundaries. It looks like stepping out of a snare and never returning to check if it's still there. Your daughter will ask to rebuild trust inch by inch. Let inches add up, but do not skip inches. Trust measured is trust that lasts. I point watchers over your rest. They are not visible, but their work is real, guarding your mind from loops and your heart from dread. Under their watch, sleep becomes a fortress instead of a hallway. The season ahead will reward consistency more than intensity. Consistency stacks stones into a wall that deflects drama. Intensity without consistency builds a bonfire that burns out by morning. I remind you of the power of quiet beginnings. Some of your best victories will arrive without applause. Listen for the soft click of locks opening where you once heard banging. You will transition from defense to design. Defense kept you safe. Design will make you strong. Begin designing days that serve your purpose and protect your peace. Mark the day when apology becomes action. Mark the day when accountability replaces explanation. Mark the day when honesty is the only currency in the room. I am with you as new doors open that were not shaped by pressure. They will fit you without bending your spine. Walk through them with the stride of someone who knows their worth. Keep your communication simple, timely, and exact. Simple honors truth, timely honors respect, and exact honors boundaries. These three together form a language that liars cannot speak. Your daughter will bring a small victory home, and you will notice it. Celebrate the real, not the performative, and reinforce the good. Sincere celebration teaches the heart where to live. The network that profited from your confusion is shrinking. Networks built on shadows cannot keep their members when light becomes normal. As normal light returns, your life will stop feeling like an emergency. I set a guard over your vision so fear cannot edit your dreams. Dreams protected grow into plans, and plans honored grow into outcomes. This is the mathematics of a restored destiny. The final echo of the hidden deal will fade into a lesson. Lessons held become wisdom, and wisdom held becomes peace. Peace is the sound your future will make when it is truly yours. Hold your focus, protect your gates, and honor your pace. Let love strengthen, let truth define, and let boundaries endure. With these, you will not only survive the plot, you will redesign the page it was written on. I have said what you need for the next stretch of road. Return to these words when the air grows thick and the hour grows loud. You are covered, equipped, and fully authorized to continue forward. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you are learning to hold your center while the room tries to tilt. Your center is not a guess. It is the alignment of values, boundaries, and steady work. When alignment holds, pressure loses its grip and slides away like rain off stone. You will feel a new firmness in how you speak about time. Time is your clean asset in this season, and it answers only to clarity. Let every hour serve a purpose that respects your future and protects your peace. The hidden deal loses oxygen when you document cleanly. Documentation is light that does not blink, and liars cannot edit it. Use dates, names, and outcomes as a language that refuses to be bent. I assign a calm strength to your mornings. His strength removes filler and leaves only what needs doing. The day obeys a person who keeps promises to themselves. Your daughter will sense that shortcuts no longer open. She will notice that the doors she used now lead to blank walls. Blank walls invite honest maps, and honest maps are what she needs. You are not responsible for the choices that wounded you, but you are empowered to choose what heals you. Choose policies for your life that cannot be interrupted by charm. Choose habits that make your future obvious and your boundaries easy. The woman with the ledger will try to translate your no into an insult. Let your no remain a complete sentence, and leave it plain. Plainness is protection when manipulation is dressed in velvet. A man who benefited from the shadows will float a rumor that you are difficult. Difficult is the word the unaccountable use for people who require accountability. Wear their label like proof that your standards are working. I am condensing your focus into tasks that multiply. Multiplying tasks build momentum that crowds out distraction. Momentum is medicine for a life that once sputtered under sabotage. Store your important files in 2 safe places. Redundancy is not fear. Redundancy is maturity. Maturity builds bridges that do not fall when one plank is stolen. You will feel the lift that comes when guilt gives back your breath. That lift will follow a direct statement you make without apology. Directness releases you from the theater of pleasing people who do not wish you well. Your daughter will try a new sentence that begins with ownership. Ownership is her new key, and it opens rooms where growth lives. When she uses it, reflect the courage you see and guard the standards that keep her safe. I instruct your feet to move at your right pace. Right pace is not slow or fast. It is truthful. Truthful pace carries results that stick and relationships that last. A stray message from months ago will suddenly matter again. It will connect 2 points you did not know were related. Pin the thread and use it to unravel the last knot. You are allowed to withdraw access without ceremony. Access is not owed to anyone who treats your life like a game board. Close the gate quietly and go on with your day. The ones who designed the quiet theft will look for new angles. Angles cannot bite a person who stands on level ground. Level ground is the surface you are choosing every morning. Your money deserves the same clarity as your time. Track inflow, track outflow, and name the purpose of every stream. Name money resists being kidnapped by impulse. A small schedule change will prevent a large problem. The change will place you in the right room with the right witness. Right rooms make wrong plots run out of cover. I am shrinking your tolerance for the nearly right. Nearly right is the camouflage of traps that want to pass inspection. Let your standard be the actual right, and let almost right wait outside. Your daughter will encounter a reflection that pierces her denial. When denial breaks, shame will try to rush in and take the light. Guide her toward responsibility, not shame. Responsibility builds, shame erodes. You will notice that curiosity replaces dread. Curiosity asks what is true and what is next, without feeding panic. Panic is a theater you no longer attend, and the ushers have stopped calling your name. I put quiet boldness into your correspondence. You will write with sentences that stand up straight. Straight sentences save you hours of cleanup later. The woman with the ledger will attempt a sentimental appeal. Sentiment without accountability is a net designed to catch your softness. Let your softness stay, but let it sit behind the gate with your wisdom. You owe yourself rooms where your name is spoken with accuracy. Accuracy is not flattery. It is clean respect. Clean respect is the air your work was designed to breathe. A detail you once ignored will become the lever that opens a stuck door. Small levers move heavy objects when placed correctly. Place it and let physics serve truth. Your daughter will have to return something she never should have carried. Return is not humiliation. Return is correction made tangible. Let her feel the relief that follows the weight being set down. I am teaching your instincts to sit at the same table as your facts. When instincts and facts agree, decisions take seconds instead of days. This is how you reclaim time that sabotage once swallowed. You will become protective of the quiet that lets you think. Protective does not mean isolated. It means selective. Selectivity keeps growth honest and momentum clean. A letter drafted in haste will be rewritten in calm. Calm puts verbs where they belong and removes the extra heat from nouns. Language tuned to truth carries authority. A shadow will attempt one last show of confidence. Confidence without foundation collapses as soon as pressure arrives. Pressure is arriving with the daylight, and the show will end. Your daughter's circle will shift as she shifts. The ones who loved the old pattern will fade on their own. Let them fade without chasing, and bless the vacuum that makes room for healthier bonds. Keep your paperwork simple enough to audit in a single sitting. Simplicity never hides, and what never hides never needs rescue. Rescue is for people, not for dishonest agreements. I set a watch over your relationship with silence. Healthy soul hilma healthy souls hide. Choose the kind that lets truth rest and let the other kind starve. You will feel your shoulders drop during a meeting that once triggered dread. That drop is your body recognizing that power has returned to rightful hands. Rightful power is quiet, clean, and uninterested in spectacle. A path that looked closed is actually under maintenance. Maintenance is the proof that you value what you're building. Walk around the cones and stay with the plan. The route is almost open. Your daughter will practice telling the truth without decoration. Decoration is how the fearful cover their tracks. Truth looks plain at first and then begins to shine. I pull your attention back from old injuries that no longer require attendance. Attendance is for places where healing is active, not for museums of pain. Close the museum and use the space for building. The woman with a ledger will offer a debt you do not owe. Return the invoice with no shame and no rage. No is the exact amount due, and it pays the balance in full. Keep a short list of 5 actions that always move your life forward. Use it when the day tries to scatter you into fragments. Forward is less about volume and more about direction. A formerly closed mouth will speak when you least expect it. The sentence will be simple and verifiable. Verification is a door that liars hate to see open. Your daughter will remember a promise she made to you as a child. That memory will be her anchor when the old pull returns. Anchors hold best when attached to values, not moods. You will become comfortable declining invitations that fight your purpose. Declining is not dramatic. It is responsible. Responsible people keep the path clear for the work that matters. I am drawing a bright line between what is urgent and what is important. Urgent rarely respects you. Important always does. Place your energy where respect compounds. The shadow will attempt a new costume, opportunity. Opportunity without integrity is a trap. Let integrity be your first test, and most traps will disqualify themselves. Your daughter will learn that love without boundaries becomes fuel for harm. Boundaries do not make love smaller, they make it safe. Safe love lasts longer than frantic loyalty. A number will repeat in your week as a marker of alignment. Notice it without superstition and let it cue reflection. Reflection turns experience into guidance. I set structure around your rest so your nights become strategic. Strategic nights heal the mind that plans and the heart that feels. When both are healed, days stop wobbling. You will sense gratitude rising without needing a stage. Gratitude used to feel expensive. Now it feels natural. Natural gratitude is the climate where prosperity grows without pretension. A forgotten mentor will resurface with a sentence that fits like a tool. Use the tool and do not apologize for the progress it brings. Progress is proof that stewardship outruns sabotage. Your daughter will ask for a ritual that marks the change. Rituals can be simple and powerful when they honor truth. Let it be something repeatable that reminds her who she is becoming. You will find your name where it truly belongs. It will be attached to work that reflects your standard and your spirit. Names flourish when they are planted in honest soil. I quiet the static that once made you doubt your decisions. Static loses to signal when you practice choosing. Practice makes calm a skill instead of a mood. The woman with the ledger will fall silent when evidence enters the room. Evidence is the adult in any argument. Let it speak while you remain composed. You will feel closure arrive without ceremony. Closure is not a speech. It is a settled breath. When you feel it, take the next step as if you were always meant to. Your daughter will send a message that ends with clarity rather than confusion. Clarity is the new language of your house, and it is learning to sing. Homes that sing with clarity become places of rest and growth. I am setting milestones that celebrate substance, not optics. Substance does not require applause to be real. Applause may come, but the work remains honorable with or without it. Keep your yeses few and your completions many. Completion is a quiet victory that multiplies confidence. Confidence built on completion cannot be knocked down by gossip. A false deal will not be able to age into legitimacy. Time cures what is honest and exposes what is not. Exposure is already underway, and the room can feel it. Your days will begin to look like the life you intended before interference. Interference taught you discernment. Intention will now use it. Use it gently and relentlessly. Archangel Michael says, I am satisfied with how the light is holding in your spaces. I will continue to walk the perimeter while you build within. Build with patience. Hold your standard. And let your future stand on its own feet. Archangel Michael says, the rooms that once echoed with whispers are learning a new sound. It is the sound of your measured footsteps, riving with documents and calm. Calm is the language that false urgency cannot translate. You will witness pressure dissolving as you hold your pace like a compass. Compasses do not argue, they point and persist. Let your persistence become the quiet engine that moves this chapter forward. The old deal will attempt a final pivot dressed as goodwill. Goodwill without repair is only posture, not progress. Receive posture with silence and require progress in writing. I place accuracy at the head of your table. Accuracy is not loud, but it rules the room. Where it rules, confusion packs its bags. Your daughter will bring you a truth that trembles at the edges. Let the tremble exist without shaming it. Truth stabilizes when it is met by steadiness instead of spectacle. You will define the new rules of access with clarity and warmth. Warm does not mean weak, it means human. Clarity does not mean cold, it means clean. An expected call will arrive 2 days early. Early is their attempt to reclaim advantage through surprise. Answer on your terms, not theirs, and watch advantage return to neutral. The woman with the ledger will try to reopen closed math. Closed math is done math, and done math is not a debate. Let her discover that integrity is not negotiable after the bell. I tighten your habit of confirmation before commitment. Confirmation is the bridge between intention and reality. Cross it every time, and your steps will stop vanishing into other people's plans. A small correction in wording will save you a large correction in outcome. Words are hinges. The right hinge keeps the door aligned. Align it now, and the corridor beyond will stay true. Your daughter will notice that shame cannot survive where responsibility stands upright. Invite responsibility to sit at the center of your talks. Center seats are reserved for what you want to multiply. I am removing the drama that used to be required for change. Change will begin in ordinary moments and hold. Holding is the new miracle, quiet, repeatable, and real. A former ally will request a private conversation off the record. Keep it on the record or keep it off your calendar. Records protect everyone willing to live in truth. You will organize your days into containers that match your values. Containers prevent honest priorities from leaking through cracks. When nothing leaks, progress becomes visible and defendable. The shadow will present a fast path that asks you to blur one detail. Blurring breeds more blurring until nothing can be verified. Leave the picture sharp and walk the verifiable path. Your daughter will begin a habit that repairs what words alone cannot. Habits are proof that apologies intend to live in time. Time honors the consistent, not the dramatic. I am turning down the volume on unearned urgency. Without that volume, you will hear the true cadence of your work. True cadence feeds energy instead of feeding on it. An email thread will try to wander into assumptions. Return it to facts like a shepherd returns a flock. Facts graze on open fields where wolves do not thrive. Your boundaries will start to feel like hospitality for what matters. Hospitality for purpose protects purpose from being tribal. Let purpose take the best chair and turn on the light. The woman with the ledger will ask for a favor without cost. Every favor has a cost, visible or delayed. Name the cost, and delay will have nowhere to hide. A date on your calendar glows with quiet certainty. That is the day when the last hinge on the false door loosens. Walk past the door without kicking it, it will fall by itself. Your daughter will offer a small restitution with large meaning. The size is not the point, the direction is. Erection determines destiny when repeated with intention. I am refining your circle until it reflects your standards. Reflection does not flatter, it clarifies. Clarity is the mirror where growth checks its posture. You will adopt a rule. What is unclear remains undone. Undone is not failure. It is protection in progress. Finish only what deserves to be finished. A misplaced file will reappear with a breadcrumb attached. Follow the breadcrumb to discover the misplaced motive. Motives discovered stop being secret doors. Your daughter will learn that love survives correction because it was designed to. Design matters more than impulse when building a family. Build with design, not with swings of mood. I fortify your patience so you do not trade long safety for short relief. Short relief advertises loudly and delivers little. Long safety speaks softly and delivers daily. A person who once confused you will become predictably transparent. Transparency simplifies choices. Simplicity frees bandwidth for the future you are building. The circle of negotiation will widen to include a voice of fairness. Fairness does not pick sides, it picks truth. Truth is the only side you need. Your daughter will begin to separate her identity from her mistakes. Separation makes room for growth to sit down. Where growth sits, sabotage stands. I am teaching your attention to land only where it can work. Attention is not a spotlight for chaos. It is a tool for building. Use it like a craftsman, not like a spectator. A review of numbers will expose a pattern of small diversions. Small diversions add up to large thefts over time. Seal the drip and watch the reservoir rise. You will practice ending conversations when they stop respecting facts. Endings are boundaries that rescue ours. Rescued hours become foundation stones for peace. The woman with the ledger will sense that performance no longer buys entry. Entry now costs honesty and a plan. If she cannot pay, the door remains shut without malice. Your daughter will ask for a standard to measure progress. Give her a clear, countable one and hold it steady. Standards held steady become ladders in the dark. I place guardians at the edges of your name in public spaces. They filter rumor into irrelevance and highlight verified contributions. This filtration lets your work meet the people it was meant to serve. An opportunity you thought you missed was only waiting for clean conditions. Clean conditions are arriving like dawn. Step into them without apologizing for the pause that made them possible. You will begin to feel comfortable being unhurried around hurried people. Unhurried is not slow, it is precise. Precision outlives panic every time. Your daughter will learn the strength of simple schedules. Simple schedules leave fewer places for confusion to hide. Where confusion cannot hide, trust grows. I remove nostalgia for patterns that harmed you. Nostalgia paints chains to look like bracelets. Set the paint down and keep the metal off your skin. A short statement will conclude a long story. Let it conclude without adding decoration. Conclusions become foundations when they are clean. Your finances will reflect the same honesty you require in relationships. Honesty attracts endurance. Endurance attracts growth. This is the quiet math of stability. The woman with the ledger will try to exit with sympathy instead of accountability. You not purchase or exit with the currency of your peace. Let the receipt show accountability paid in full. Your daughter will help close a loop that opened the day this began. Loops close with actions, not just insights. Take the action, celebrate the closure, and document the lesson. I surround your next decisions with a ring of witnesses called results. Results are hard to argue with and easy to recognize. Let them speak for you in wombs you never enter. A phrase will return to you, steady and exact. Make it the rhythm of your signing, your saving, and your saying no. Rhythm it cause you, and cause you beyond the fidelium. You will notice that your house holds light differently now. Light lingers in rooms where secrets used to gather. Lingering light is the sign that this chapter is truly changing pages. Your daughter will begin to see the future as a trust she must steward, not a thrill she must chase. Stewardship matures adventure into purpose. Purpose makes peace sustainable. I close this segment with a quiet seal over your plans. The seal keeps distraction out and keeps diligence in. Walk forward, keep your balance, and let your restored future prove itself in days that add up.